Please tell me that we have it. We're there. Hang on just a minute. Doing some other homework I have to do real quick. Let a few people maybe pile in here. Here we are on Sunday night, August the 13th, and so much going on here, right? So, I'm trying to do two things at one time. A fantastic way to go about things. But yeah, we let a couple of people here, let a few more people pile in, and perhaps we can discuss some of the things about inflammation and how inflammation is wrecking our lives or wrecking the lives of many people. It's just an incredible thing, and it's such a destructive thing. And as the title indicates, I have dealt with lots of inflammation. And yes, I still have inflammation, but be it as it may, doesn't mean I have to stay with inflammation. I'm sure there are individuals out there who have inflammatory issues that are just like horrific. Get it, got it. But I think there's a large group of people who would respond very well to dumping the carbs. I mean, it's just as simple as that. I mean, I don't know how many different people from how many different rooftops have to say the very same thing again and again and again and again. So I thought I'd get up here, I'd open up a forum, I'd let people jump in. Maybe someone will jump in and say, "Hey, I'm here." Maybe someone will, maybe someone won't. I don't know. But the old Sarge here, he'll stay in here and I'll give some gumption up and I'll throw some facts out and we'll discuss a little bit about how this inflammation is really creating a lot of havoc in people's lives, and that can be greatly mitigated. It can be greatly reduced, and by a simple reduction activity. So, you don't have to go out and buy a certain set of weights. You don't have to buy a program. You don't have to subscribe to some pay program to um, let yourself feel better. You will probably need to spend a little time, though, learning some things. I don't know what happened in our society where we surrendered responsibility for our own well being to organizations and individuals who, for no apparent reason, give us advice about how and we should treat our bodies, and they don't care one iota about you or me. They just don't care. I mean, it's just a fact. If you're thinking that every aisle you walk down in a grocery store is full of um, products that are backed by people who care about you individually beyond the profit, I don't think so. I mean, if we took a triangle and we put the company up like this, all the people at the bottom, I bet you there are a lot of well-meaning people who are working really hard in their job. I'm sure there are others out there who are doing good things, whether they're working in the production facility or they're a farmer. Hey there, Mike Shaw TV. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Um, hey, I saw that no one was out there. I thought, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and talk about a topic that I think is real important. That a lot of people who've been enjoying this lifestyle of dumping carbohydrates, um, we could talk about inflammation and how dumping carbohydrates leads us to a state of less inflammation. And I tell you what, um, I think we take it for granted. I mean, because that's really tough. Hey, how you doing, Mr. Tremblay? Now, Matthew, good evening. Good evening to you. How are you? Tip of the hat. Hey, Londwar, how you doing, buddy? Congratulations on all your success and for all you all. I just thought I'd throw a live channel up, a live chat up, because I didn't see one out there, and it's Sunday evening. So as long as I'm not stepping on anybody's toes, I thought, hey, I do this. And I wanted to talk about inflammation. I know, Lon, where you could talk probably a lot about the success you've enjoyed by dumping the carbs. I mean, we can do this from a couple different vectors, right, Victor? Of course. What we can do is we can say, "Hey, I'm carnivore," and we're at the top of the hill, and we're sending out our beacon as strong and as loud as we can, right? But maybe the word salad sometimes need to be turned around. Maybe instead of saying what we are doing, we can do like, "Hey, let's talk about what we aren't doing." Hey, yeah, hey, if you hit the like button, that's appreciated. I do appreciate that's a great idea. Thank you. So I used to be in the word salad business. I was a weatherman, and I'm sure Mike Shaw TV can commiserate with me in that in the weather business, you chop a lot of words up to tell people, hey, it's going to be hot, dry, and dusty again today, and then we'll have nighttime and it'll be less hot, dry, and dusty, followed by periods of maybe some wetness, maybe not. You know, you can only say those things so many times before you start saying, well, the thermodynamic trajectory was incorrectly modeled, and so therefore you have 3 inches of snow on the ground instead of half a mile in fog. Been there, done that. That was actually in a military table of excuses for us to use. Yep, that's right. So, yeah, got paid to make stuff up. And then when I think I may have mentioned it, I hope I don't drive anybody away. But I did a brief period of time in politics. I held elective office, and you learn how to couch your terms very carefully for the audience to which you're talking. A lot of people will say, "Oh, politicians, a bunch of liars, no good, turncoats, hypocrite," all that stuff, right? Well, if any of you have ever had children, you've been a politician. If any of you have ever worked in a group of more than one, i.e., a group, if you've ever done anything with more than one person, you're not an island unto yourself. You've done politicking. Politicking is our very base nature. And so, with that, what we have to do is understand that, hey, different audiences, you couch your words differently. To deny that is probably more egregious, if I can use that word. I don't know if I can't even spell it. If you're more egregious than what you do, denying it, right? You were the political director for the party of Arizona in 19. Yeah, I got you, brother. So I ran for and was selected by the people to represent. I represented as a state senator in Nebraska, and in Nebraska they have a unicameral, and politics isn't really the forefront of your identity there. So I get it, and I get you, Mike. Okay. So my point in what I said for the title of this is inflammation. Inflammation. Beat it. Dump the carbs. And we're very fortunate that we have a lot of people in the carnivore community that can talk to their real-time experiences, and that's what I can do. I can talk directly to what for me. So in my 20 years of service, I put on a couple hard miles on the old frame here. Of course, it didn't help that I put on the weight too, but there's a lot of stuff that goes on. No carbs in any pots. There you go, Mike. There you go. Well, good luck with the people, the addicts, right? So I put a lot of miles on the body. I got some soreness. I've got the only part of my spine and pretty much my entire kinetic chain, if I could use the physiological term, that isn't jacked up is right in the middle of my thoracic spine. My thoracic spine is feeling very Arnold Schwarzenegger, like, oh yeah. The rest of it is kind of not so bueno, right? But that's okay. I'm not here to complain that my back is jacked or that something unfair happened. That's not what I'm about. What I am about is saying I'm very familiar. They wanted to diagnose me with fibromyalgia, which is like a combination of things. But I didn't buy that. I didn't want that. And instead, hello there, Bernadette. How are you? Welcome to the house of Scotty P. That's what we like to I call it sometimes, but the carnivore Scott. Call me anything you want, but don't call me late for a steak dinner. Won't be my friend anymore. No, dealing with inflammation, and I drove a lot of us to consider the carnivore way. I mean, you're out there on the internet. Obviously, all of us have an internet a lifestyle, and we get out there. And you can't get on the internet without hearing something about it, right? Intermittent fasting, the keto and carnivore, OMAD. You go the whole spectrum. You're going to run into carnivore. So one of the things that really drove my curiosity and piqued my curiosity was Dr. Sean Baker. Between Dr. Sean Baker and a few of those folks, um, what was that, the uh, ketogenic community, and how they do the low carb down under and low carb of Breckenridge. I'm sure you all saw all the and seen all those videos. Well, I've seen many of them going to YouTube University, and a lot of people were saying, I just don't feel so much inflammation. Yeah, that is. I like that low carb down under there, Mike. I tell you what, I would love to one day have enough gravitas or sophistication or something of that nature to get to go there and maybe present or do something. So we're working on it. I think the best way to do it for me will be to drop 80, 90 pounds, maybe even 100. I don't know if I'm going to drop 100. I'd love to lose 100 pounds of fat. That's where that's at. Right now, the fat's too much. The fat's inflammatory. And so, right back to what we started with, inflammation. The whole idea of how they're finally realizing that body fat is a part of the endocrine system, and that there are a lot of hormonal responses within fat itself. It does an intra and extra communication within the body. So that's really an important aspect. I remember when we were younger, they only said we had only so many organs in the body: your liver, your heart, your lungs, a couple little things, maybe your intestines. Those are the only organs in your body, right? And now they realize skin is an organ, and um, almost went to German, und so weiter. So the idea being is, I want to get rid of inflammation. So how about you all? What can any of you say about inflammation in your world, in your life? I mean, is that inflammation been down? I mean, there's I was listening to Bill Knott up in Alaska, and I'm sure as I look at the chat box, I know a number of you are following and participating in this phenomenon that is Homestead How with Carrie and Emma, right? I know that you're following Bill Knott, and in fact, I'm going to try to throw. I don't know how to throw a link. If someone wants to throw links into the chat box to Homestead How or to your channels, please by all means do that. But I just know that what they do over there at Homestead How, Home STEAD, wow. I'm going to try it. I don't know if that does anything, but the idea that they're out there trying to evangelize this way of eating. And one of the things was about how well it helps people and how quickly it helps. I mean, I'm reading so many things that people are saying 6, 8, 10 days in. Yeah, the got problems with the bowels. Maybe things aren't working too well in that regard. But um, the issue being, inflammation is going away really quick. Breathing is getting better. You have that obstructive sleep apnea, which I have that, and central sleep apnea, which it doesn't matter how much weight I lose until I get healthy in my nervous system and my endocrine system. Um, that won't really be resolved, I suspect. But for the obstructive part, heck yeah. And mental clarity, yep, after a couple of weeks. Okay, so I'm like 3 weeks in, day 22-ish, and I was full carnivore. I didn't, don't get me wrong, full carnivore only animal products, but I was doing a lot of eggs, some cheese, and I think the cheese and I are not playing nice together. So, and I did a lot of different things like chicken and everything else. And I heard today on Carnivore Kip, the guy's a hoot. He wants to go take the lion diet and make it the sea lion diet. I thought that was funny because he wants to incorporate seafood. And you ever seen a sea lion? I mean, they eat critters, right? They don't go out gnawing on seaweed, and yeah, they're pretty powerful animals, and them and the walruses. So, Lundway, you have sleep apnea as well. Yep, it'll take a while, I think, before I can stop using the machine. I know that is. I mean, be like hallelujah. Now, do you have the nose pillows, a full mask? Is it a CPAP, a BiPAP? Which one do you have, Lawnmower? I actually graduated to a BiPAP. I was having a hard time breathing out against the force of the air, nose pillows, and I have the mask. For some reason, I never got caught on to the nose pillows, and so I have the little mask one that goes over my nose, and if I'm not careful, my mouth will open up and it blows air out. Oh, I got you. Channel through home said how. 1 week, Bernadette. Congratulations. Good on you. I hope you stay the course. Really, I do. I hope you stay the course. First week or two, everybody tell you, it's a big, big step. Now, Bernadette, did you come to carnivore directly from the standard American diet, or have you been doing some other things? Like, did you go a little keto? Are you working into it slower? How are you getting into it, Bernadette? And what are your experiences? Because everybody has a little different interaction. Oh, Mike, yeah, I remember we talked about that. I lost 30 pounds when I did it 3 years ago. Gave up the ghost. Hey, Matthew, you had chronic sciatic pain after fall 20 years. Yep, yep. Keto helped you lose 100 pounds. That's so awesome. The pain went away. I think what happens is that the your neuronal system is highly impacted by your diet. And one of the things I just have been shouting about from the treetops is about C18, which is a stearic acid. And stearic acid has a direct signaling impact. Not a lot of food, a lot of people don't realize that a lot of foods don't, and components of food don't have a direct signaling uh, um, action on our at the cellular level, almost like an epigenetic type of thing. But C18 stearic acid does. I've got a couple of links to articles that talk about that and how they're using the inclusion of additional stearic acid in a macronutrient diet way to treat and study that treatment. And I'm not a doctor or anything, but for Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's. So what it does, it signals and it makes your mitochondria go into party mode and really amps up the things they're supposed to be doing and they aren't doing under the impact of seed oils, high sugar levels, and et cetera, right? Instead of being unable to perform as their healthy, normal way, the stearic acid, which, oh, by the way, is a big component in beef, in butter, in lard and tallow. And would you believe in cocoa butter? So I bought a couple pounds off of Amazon and I've been sprinkling on my food. Kind of waxy, gets a little thick, but hey, look, if I'm getting healthy, I'm going for it. Oh, yeah, I know. I'm not a doctor, but I play one in chat. No, I don't even play one in chat. No, no, no. Fall triggered but crappy diet. That's right. Chronic pain, inflammation. We want to beat that thing down. I mean, I tell you what. Um, the arthritis. I got a guitar back there, as you can see. I don't really know how to play. I've had that guitar for 20 years now. More, actually, no, 23. And I know 5 chords, and I can get around on 3 of them. But the inflammation was so bad in my hands. I have a little bit. I have a little bit of arthritis in this knuckle, right? That's pretty much gone. And the pain in my knees, my back, my neck. Still got some pain. Don't get me wrong. I have pain for other reasons, but not the inflammation. And hey, look, I don't know about you. I tell people all the time, if you leave a $5 bill on the table and tell me I can pick it up and take it if I want it, I'm gonna pick it up every time. $5 bill. I'll pick up a $1 bill. I'll bend over and pick a penny up off the ground. So don't think that I don't and I won't pick up the lack of inflammation as a benefit. Ah, Bill Bernadette says on and off carnivore for a year, first time making it 2 weeks. All right. This time for real, following you and others who are just starting. Well, I thank you so much. And there are so many people out there. There's so many resources. Again, I personally ascribe to a life type of philosophy that says getting back up is important, right? That hey, maybe like when I was in the military and I was having to zero in my weapon, right? I may not get the target the first two, but I'm giving myself 2 or 3 or 4 shots. Pick it up, move it to the right, move it to the left. What do I have to do, right, to get get myself zeroed in? Well, that's the same thing here, or like Mike Shaw would do when he was a weather guy. I'm sure you look at where weather is now and then where it goes over 6 hours, and you try to prognosticate. You try to, try to think where is this going to go, right? You look at all the motions together. Well, that's life. You're adapting as you go. So Bernadette, if you find out that hey, I don't do well if I incorporate dairy products in. Well, so you back off the dairy product. I can't sit there and eat a pound of hamburger in one go. Well, then don't do it. You gotta have that connection to your body that says, "Hey, I'm gonna go a little more this way, pull back a little here." Don't go so whole hog that you burn out and then you never want to come back again, right? So good on you, Bernadette. I appreciate what you're doing. I can understand it. So you just keep watching. It's a good one, Bernadette. It really is. Mike's right about that. Um, Chinese proverb in the Bible: a good man falls down 7, gets back up 8. Absolutely. Longest journey starts with the first step. All these people, like I can't remember, it's like the minimalist carnivore, and Sean at intentional. I think that's intentional carnivore. All these people have gone through the fire. They've made their achievement 100, 200, 250-pound weight losses. Those are awesome. Um, uh, like I guess I would call them lighthouses. Hey, here's some big rocks. But you're in the battle in the trench every day, and maybe just reaching out to other people. There's another lady, Bumblebee Adventure. I don't know if you've all gone to Bumblebee's Adventure. She's from I want to say Holland. She's Dutch, and she's got like 6 or 7 or maybe 20 followers, and 2 or 3 people uh, uh, go into a chat. But there's a lady speaking a completely different language. She speaks English as a second language, I guess, and she has a wonderful uh, um, video that she puts out a couple times a week, maybe a few times. Find somebody that you can be equally yoked with in their where they are and who you can relate to and lift each other up. I think that goes a long way. Um, the more people tell their stories, more impact we'll have. That's right, Lawn Warrior. And you're absolutely, I was listening to you talk about that. I think I said it before. We'll say it at church. You never know. You may be the only Bible somebody reads. You may be the only person in this no carb lifestyle that anybody else sees, and they're going to look at you, people around you, and go, "What are you doing? You look amazing." And you tell them, and maybe you have to back into it. I heard another person in their video saying on their channel, maybe the way we get to people is not to get them and beat them over the head and say, "Look, this is my stick, and I'm going to hit you over the head with my stick." Instead, we say, "Hey, well, I stopped eating a lot of processed food." Maybe you say, "Hey, if it has a barcode on it, you might not want to eat it. If it has a box top fries, you might not want to eat it." They go, "Oh, I can do that," right? And then later on, that, "Well, I've done all that, and it's working. I feel better, but I'm not getting you." Well, the other thing I did is I'm just not eating any processed sugars. I'm not eating sugars. Maybe I just have a little fruit here and there. Well, I can do that. Finally, they come back in and find, well, I got to be honest with you. What I'm doing right now, I'm doing this 10-day I did the 10-day exercise when all I did was, eat meat and, eggs and bacon. And you put that little bacon hook in there, and I ate bacon wrapped burgers. And, well, I can get a bacon wrapped burger. I can do that. And so people get eased into it. So I think that's a good thing to do. We didn't start the fire. Yeah, that's right. That's awesome. Great tune. I love all those throwback comments. If you've noticed, I do. Um, yeah, but yeah, but see, here's the deal. We're fanning flames, but what are we fanning the flames of? We're fanning the flames of a mindset change. Isn't that really what it is? Somewhere along the line, someone said, "Hey, eat this thing of grease that won't go and won't spoil." So you go through the depression, you go through two great world wars, and fat will go rancid on you. Everybody's moving to the city, so you're not finding rendered fats as easy, right? So mom and dad say, "Hey, I need to not spend money on this all the time." And here comes one of those big corporations who remain anonymous. They come along and say, "Hey, I got this product. You can leave it out for weeks and months and cook with it. It's good for you. It's Crisco." Coagulated cottonseed oil, because they had a glut of cottonseed oil left over after World War II from all the maritime uses they had for it. Well, we just have to do some things. And some of the things they had to do is they had to get someone to agree that they have the thing of some type of uh, safe for human consumption type of thing. That's really not good for you, but it's not going to kill you right away, right? It's like whole milk, 2% milk, whole milk, low fat milk, skim milk, right? Skim milk has no fat, right? And 2% milk has 2% milk. Okay, got that. What does whole milk have? 3%. So some lobbyists paid some guys and gals up in DC to say, we're going to let you label your food as low fat when it still has 66% of its original fat content. And it's only 33% more to a total fat whole milk, homogenized. So, there's word salad everywhere you go. There's things you have to know. So I think you just know yourself, right? Yeah. You at church tonight? Yeah, amen. I've been doing that almost all day. I mentioned to someone I've lost 68 pounds of carnivore. 6 people turned to me and were interested in what you're discussing. That's right. People love champions. Part of being a champion is achieving, right? You have to achieve something. No one's going to think you're a champion if you're a solid member of the varsity loser team, right? But part of the concept of a champion is that person who's still in the fray. You know, everybody loves Muhammad Ali, but they loved him a lot more when he was still fighting. Same thing with Mike Tyson, or put it into any other context you want. Great former coaches who were players, right? We all have a maturation process, right? People love champions, and Lonwar, you're a champion. You are a card carrying, belt wearing, multi organizational champion, because you're talking the talk, you're walking the walk, and people are seeing, and they're gonna go, "Hey, I'm gonna listen to you." Now, I may not buy everything you say, but you can't deny it when the person standing in front of you is down that much weight, has that much energy. It speaks volumes. It does all the speaking for you. Just like I said, you may be the only Bible anybody reads. You may be the only carnivore people see. And they go, well, that's really not something my doctor talks about. But your doctor looks like, like a duffel bag. Have you seen a lot of doctors? There aren't many doctors that look like Dr. Chaffee. I'll tell you that much. And look, I don't have a bromance or anything weird going on there. That dude is totally jacked. Dr. Sean Baker, you want to mix it up with Dr. Sean Baker? You go on ahead. I'm gonna get popcorn. Well, I won't get popcorn. I'll probably have to get a meat stick, and I'm gonna watch that little short thing. It's gonna be like Mike Tyson, right? Those are not shrinking violets right there. They're not vegans. Shrinking cockroach surviving nuclear? Yeah, if there is one. Not planning on one. Well, The Biggest Loser was a thing. You're right. And we all know what happened with The Biggest Loser. They just totally messed up. I mean, they were already compromised, and then they just shot their metabolism. Should have sued. Although with that Jillian Michaels, remember how she used to give a hard time to everybody on Carnivore? So she got the message. Yeah, that's right. Dr. Duffelbag wanted a surgery. Okay, wasn't he in MASH? Did he room with Hawkeye and Pierce? A Honeycutt? A hot lips Houlihan like the Dr. Duffelbag. I remember that. I used to love that show. So anyhow, in this whole debate, in this whole discussion of inflammation, we are left with looking at the experiences of people who say, "Hey, my back doesn't hurt as much." I hope that all of you all had a chance to go and see Homestead How when Carrie and Emma met with Bill. I hope you all had a chance to see those videos and see Bill and talk to Bill and you know, when you see Bill and when Bill has been so incredibly brave and courageous to bear his soul to the world, to show to the world what 4 years of being bedridden and and dependent on the standard American diet. When they showed those videos, and Bill says I couldn't sit up for 5 minutes, and now you can sit for half an hour. Will we not? How many of you ever watched The Truman Show? Anybody? The Truman Show? Bueller, The Truman Show, right? When he got outside, when he finally broke off and out of that cocoon he was in, and all the people were cheering, right? The guy in the bathroom, everybody's cheering. That's how I'm going to feel. I'm a Bill Knott fanboy, right? And I'm going to be so incredibly happy for him. I really do believe that he's going to make such large strides in his recovery process, getting good meat, having a community, people who are literally praying for Bill every day. As God moves through his life, as people come alongside of him, and he eats that right diet, he's going to be itching in the spring to get out, to get off that bed. It could be, remember, how about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the original one? Remember that one? And Grandpa Joe is in the bed, and all the grandparents are all intertwined in that bed like that, right? And Charlie's like, Grandpa's like, and he gets up and he kind of, and then he's dancing and singing, right? Well, that's gonna be like a Willy Wonka moment. It'll be a Truman moment, all rolled into one. And I think Bill's gonna come outside of his house and he's gonna say, "Good morning, Alaska," just like Robin Williams and "Good morning, Vietnam," because he's in his Vietnam now. He's in the battle of his life. He's in the front lines. He's got a lot to do. And I think when you take all that and you roll it all into one, you put it in that moment, it'd be great. And of course, along the way, there are going to be setbacks, and we're all going to be there. And I think I love that. And that inflammation, if you think about it, right? Inflammation in your body is a pain that we are all too familiar with. It's a pain that we deal with, and we put a facade over it at times, but we forget that persistent and constant pain pulls on our soul. And they're going to inflame the soul in each one of us when we deal with these pricks and cuts. It's like a death by 1,000 paper cuts. And it takes your confidence. It robs you of your confidence. It robs you of your sense of self-worth and your autonomy. And then when you get to that lowest point and you say, I won't take this anymore, and now you're doing the strides, and the next thing you look like Rocky. Da 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 da. Whatever, you know the tune. I don't know the tune. Come on, man, help me out. And then he's gonna be like, and we're all gonna be awesome. I'm gonna be so excited. And let me see. Let's see, we are in August right now. August, so let's go September, October, November, February, March, April 1st, 8 months. Conceivable he loses 20 pounds a month easy. I think this first year, 20 times 8, 160 pounds. So let's say he's down, let's roll back our expectations. Say he's 150 pounds lighter. Man, that's gonna be something. Tell you what. Yeah, so yeah, I know what you mean, Bernadette. You can walk and do things, and there's going to be some skin removal surgeries. Well, I'm going to continue to support him and throw a super chat and maybe throw a sticker. And when I get a couple more bucks scraped together, maybe do something in GoFundMe. He's going to need surgery. And there's a lot of tissue. But it's okay. I think he'll be strong enough. He'll make it. He goes, he's going to do it. We came in there. Emma walked in. Bill wanted to jump out of bed. I know. And then he's like, and I didn't plan it. I'm way back here in the back part of my bed, propped up, waving at the window. Because, Bill's probably living a life like we do on the internet, looking and seeing things, That's how he's interacting with things. And he had to, scooch out. That's real, man. This is not Hollywood. Yeah, it was awesome. You're right, Lawnmower. That was awesome. It's going to happen, yeah. Hello, Linda Price. How are you? Bill's girl grinned when he saw them. Yeah, it was. How are you, Linda? We share a same last name, just so you knew that. But my daddy was an only child, and his parents came over on the boat. There weren't many of them either. So we just share the name. So good on you. Yep. Linda, yep. He has 10K. Yeah, I know. I'll be honest with you. I'm a little jealous, but I'm happy for him. I'm absolutely happy for him. I think him getting monetized right away, him getting all those people, so that 41-minute video that thousands of people watched, obviously pretty close to the end. I mean, that's going to really be a critical aspect of him getting all the funds he's going to need. So I'm going to support him. Props to him. It's a God thing. I'll never forget that. I do just for your interest in edification. I have another channel, so just Scotty P, SEOTYP, and it's not for monetization. But I read my chronological 1-year Bible every day. My pastor challenged me, and so every day, and I use YouTube as the vehicle to keep me on track. And it's laid out. It's easy. I don't have to think a lot. There's a whole bunch, and you can see I've got all these little dog ears. Every day gets a little page. I have to read all these pages, and I do that every day. I pray before, I pray after, give a little bit of insight. I'm not a pastor. I'm a deacon, but I'm not a pastor. But I think that's the important part there is having that a day in and day out thing. And I think that's what this whole YouTube thing is about. It's not about chasing the YouTube plaque. It's not about me getting monetized, but Bill getting monetized is super important for him. I'm incredibly blessed already. Yep. I know it's crazy. IKR, yeah. Help me out with IKR. I know, repeat, I don't understand the acronym. I apologize. I'm not on the cool kid list. 8 people watching, 2 of them are price. Hey, we're 25% of the population, eh? I know. 8 counting Sky. That's right. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all coming in and doing it. That's going to help the algorithm. Oh, Al Gore and his rhythm. I'm telling you, that dude is all about it. Who's your carnivore? I tell you, who's your carnivore? You're the carnivore. You. Hey, welcome to the house of Scotty P to Carnivore Sky, because that's such a creative name. But I had to be able to remember it. Okay, so cut me some slack, brother. Welcome in, Hoosier. I hope you're doing well. I don't know. You were on a business trip. Did you make it home already? Are you still tripping out there in North Carolina? I can't remember exactly. You didn't have. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. But hey, welcome in. Appreciate you. Of course, we have to do that whole like thing and comment, mix it up in the comments, and we'll get the old YouTube algorithm all confused, and then people say, "What's going on over there? The feeding frenzy to 10 people." Gonna do. So Hoosier, what we're talking about here a lot is about inflammation and how going on this uh, car- carb dumping lifestyle has really reduced our inflammation. Yeah, algorithm. That's right. It's a rhythm section, and I don't think they got the beat. They got the beat. Yep. Okay. Home safe sound. That's good. Couple news. Made a couple short videos. Cool. Good. 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 I've been rebelling on the thumbnail thing, and I know I'm wrong. We shouldn't have to use clickbait, but if you go fishing, you change your lures. Chartreuse, it's working. Oh, chartreuse isn't working. Worms working. Carolina rig working. Whatever you're doing, right? I do find it amazing that some things we do in one area of our lives, we won't replicate another because we just don't understand the application, how they would work together. So it's amazing. Yep. So clickbait it up. Yeah. My buddy, I have a good friend of mine. He's my Forrest Gump. You all remember that movie, Forrest Gump? Well, I'm Forrest Gump, and he's the buddy. You know what I mean? And or the other way around. We interchange the roles. He's my BA buddy, and he was telling me, "Oh man, I love you, brother, but you go way too deep, and the videos are way too long." And I'm like, "I know." He said, and oh, by the way, you were the wrong gender for getting a lot of clicks. I go, I know, but I can't change it. I'm not going to put on a thong. Okay, what they say. Even though sometimes when I wear a swimsuit, it looks like one because it rolls up. But I'm sorry about that. Yeah, shocking inflammation results never seen. This diet is killing you. That's right. I could see it. I thought I did enough clickbait by going. I had it at first. Mission inflammation, and that's what I did is I just saw that no one else was doing a live, and with no one else doing a live, I thought I would throw it out there and give you all a chance to chat it up. How many of you? I know, Mike, you were in the ill-fated attempt yesterday for Carrie at Homestead How. You couldn't get a signal. Finally, someone, I can't remember. Hey, Natalie, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome into the house of Scotty P and into Carnivore Scott. Yeah. But last night, got the got the call in to the crafter. What is his wife's handle? Oh, someone help me. I make crafts. Right. And that's right. That's right. And and she came on, and there was much chagrin, and we all were like, "It's okay." But we had a kick. We had it kicking in that chat room, man. It was awesome. I craft something. Yeah, I craft something. I say that every day. Um, but we were just it was so awesome to and I thought, man, would it be cool if we could have one of those Hollywood Squares thing and people are blah 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 blah. I just think it was awesome. But anyway, sometimes doing this is what's cathartic and therapeutic, and I love when Lawnwar gets in, and I love doing shout outs in my videos because I think there are a lot of high quality people out there who are putting out great content. I love Robert or Bubba Baker. That guy, he's a stoic. He moves very methodically through his video, and he's a hoot. He's authentic. It's awesome. Oh, I know. I know. It's so funny. It was like, um, No, Carrie's not here, but that's okay. And if Carrie came in, he'd be like, I said, hold on, man, we're still talking. Don't interrupt. It was awesome. Grass finished caliber peeps. There you go. That's awesome, y'all. So hey, anyway, it's Sunday. So show of hands, how many people? Show of hands, how many people here like to go to church? Yeah, you do shout too. Yep, that's all right. We're all in it together. It's not like you're gonna take my thunder. But I was very careful tonight. I did look and I made sure no one else was going live. I don't want to step on someone else's thing and pull someone away from a live show. And there could be someone in that mix who's trying to get to the 4,000 watch hours or the 1,000 subscribers. But I have to say I would absolutely love that, right? But on the other hand, this is a tool for me. My wife doesn't quite align with my internet activities. My wife is so strong and she's so independent, and she has such great internal discipline, and she's not any way, shape, or form looking for any limelight. Me, on the other hand, like Mike, I was the wannabe thespian back in the day, and so I like doing things out in front. Being a weather guy and a politician, and I actually did a little acting, been in a couple little streaming movies and things like that. But I think I'm done with that. Turns out I'm not very good as an actor. And I'm not going to put myself out like these young actors do, and they spend 20 years chasing a dream. And if you're not in the right family at the right time, whatever, the odds are better for you to be a professional basketball player at 5'5". Yeah. Mike's how you to shout does going live count as watch hours? I don't know. Good question. One of you out there with your Googles, go to your Googles. Get the Googling up. Or DuckDuckGo, whatever. Mike Shaw, yes. You an extra in Unsolved Mystery, that's cool. I tell you, if any of you wanted to go out there and Google up something, what was it called? Let me see if I can. Well, I know I've done a lot of things, but a lot of things I've done don't really amount to a hill of beans. That's what I learned. Bermuda City. So there's it. I just typed it in. Called Bermuda City, and I helped the director. He filmed a full-length motion picture, shot it on a red camera, done winning awards around the world as a small film festivals or small films at film festivals. And I helped him do. I was a sound guy, and I was his property master and art director. And I told him, hey, dude, I hear you shooting a web series. If you ever want something, back like in 2015, he said, if you ever want to do a fight scene or something with a big guy, I kind of got that figured out. And so he said, yeah, I'll call you. So, you know what that means, right? So, no, I was not the best boy, but I know what that is, a key grip and a dolly grip. Yeah. But um, I got a call a couple months later. The guy said, "Hey, look, we're going to do this thing. Can you come over? We're going to do a little. We'll do a little test shoot." And I went over and did it, and they absolutely loved it. And it was that first one, Bermuda City, episode 4. It's a futuristic sci-fi, whodunit, time travel, Batman and the Joker meet, something else. It's all twisted, plotted up, and I just play a bad guy, and every time I'm in there, I'm a snapping neck or lighting someone on fire, carrying a body. Not a lot of acting, but it's a lot of fun. But I think I've got that done. I did a couple other little movies and some commercials, and did some other like for stars over there in not for stars like people, but stars of the network. A couple of scenes in different episodes there, been an extra stand-in, speaking lines. And you know what? A lot of people spend a lot of their time and their livelihood chasing that dream. along the way, all anybody wanted was a big old galoot, shave my head, I dye my beard black, and me and my big belly, and we get it on. And they don't care about me. Just like those people that make those sugary cereals, they don't care about you. People make Pop Tarts, they don't care about you or your kids. You know, um, all those foods, all those processed foods, they don't care about you. So here I am. I'm saying I'm done with that. I don't have to do that. I always said to myself, if you don't like Chinese food, maybe you ought not go sit down and eat in a Chinese restaurant. Don't get all acting ignorant and uppity because they're not serving you French cuisine. Well, that is a Chinese restaurant, right? So if you don't like something, vote with your dollars, vote with your time, just like this channel here. If this is not floating your boat, if this is not something that works for you, if this content isn't good for you, then I am sure that there's a great channel for you. I'm still learning how to do this. I don't understand everything and how it all goes. I got a piece of software that I started doing Twitch on, and I found out I thought I'd like Twitch. I got myself a little gaming thing, and I got a new computer, and new screens, a new mic, new mouse, new keyboards. I did all the stuff. I got all the tools. Turns out I still don't like games. I'm not good at them. So now I'm here. Still a fat guy. Trying to become a less fat guy. And sharing with you guys. No, I did not get StreamYard yet. I really should. Well, you're right. I really should. It's only been about 24 hours. I don't move that fast anymore, Mike. I'm retired. Hence, retired. Yeah, no, I am. I just spent, like it said, I put out my daily podcast for my 1 year chronological Bible. I could do a lot of church, and I go out and do some service work, mowing other people's yards and doing stuff like that. And right now, I'm still serving in a deacon capacity as a deacon, and I get kept pretty busy. Hey, no problem, brother. I joined the service because I had to get out of my own shadow. I was living a horrible life, doing horrible things, and doing nothing right, and I had no discipline. And so tried to join the military, tried to join the army, but they wouldn't let me in because I only have half a thumb. I cut half of it almost off in a lawnmower, was a kid. And so they wouldn't let me in. Look, see? Whoop, whoop. They wouldn't let me in because of that. It was a God thing. It's my God story. And it led to my eventual salvation. But the time. And I finally got into the Air Force. I did 2 years of Air Force service, and I'm getting out. I hate it. I'm such a procrastinator. 18 years later, I followed through. What the heck? Yeah. Oh, hey, thank you, Woodster. Woodster, how you doing, brother? I didn't see you sneak in here, man. You giant redwood. Good night, dude. I think I can look you eye to eye. Pretty sure, a little compaction, but yeah, your 316 pounds looks a lot different than my 316 pounds. I'm a little fluffy. But we're all working on it, right? We're all starting from somewhere. We're all going somewhere, so no worries. Yeah, you were going to be a procrastinator, but never got around to it. Thank you, Mike. There's your rim shot, buddy. Um, no. So I did the service thing, and the Air Force was very, very good to me. I love it. I'd like to say thank you for the Air Force for taking me in and for everything they did for me. I love the Air Force, and yeah, no, it was awesome. It was great being in service. I was like I said, I was a hippy dippy weatherman. I was a weather observer, weather forecaster. Spent about a third of my career working with the United States Army. Oh, that was fun. Now there I was. I tried to join the Army. Didn't get to go in the Army. But what ended up happening was I went to the weather guy school and ended up helping the Army, which worked out really good. But yeah, so I retired in 2004. So almost 20 years I've been retired now. Seems like it's only been like 40 years. No, 20 years. So it's all been very good. Like I said, it worked out good for me, other than a few parting gifts for some diseases and disorders. But it's been pretty good to me. I like it. So thank you very much, Woodster. Hey, Woodster, how's it been going for you, bud? I was looking at your channel. I saw, man, Woodster's on fire. At 916 or something people were following. I was like, dude, you've been doing this for 30 days? And then I saw your MMA stuff on there. So are you an MMA guy? Were you into the MMA stuff, or are you just a fan of that sport? I wasn't sure. Yeah, I have a cow tongue in the freezer. Nice, that's good, I guess. Better than a cat having your tongue, right? Uh, you could. There's a gentleman. Oh my gosh! I hope none of you have eaten recently. Okay, so there was a gentleman, Charlie Whiskey. I put a link in another video on my channel to him, and he's a gentleman doing like a 30-day carnivore challenge. So the other day he was cooking something, and I didn't know what it was, and he has a little bit of an accent, and I think he's bilingual, and his English is excellent. Don't get me wrong there, and he was cooking something. I couldn't tell what it was, and he said it real fast. And he's cooking this, cooking that, and I've seen beef, heart, kidneys. I just saw another one, the lady down in Colombia. Uh, I got to start writing these names down. And she was doing lungs and all the different things, right? But this gentleman was eating, and what he was eating, it looked like bread or something like that, and very, very fibrous, right? Like maybe someone taken some type of vegetable. There you go. And it turned out when I asked him, it's aorta. The aorta going into the cow's heart. I was like, okay, probably 100% collagen. It's a protein. Hey, Natalie, venison, heart, and liver, but I've not tried. They say that cow tongue is to die for. I know in a lot of Hispanic recipes they use it, and so is cheek. The cheek is really good. So I mean, you've got to prepare it. This guy CW, all right, he went over his meat package today, and I had to do a double take. It had pork bung, as in BUNG, Bravo, uniform, November Golf. I'm like, lung or bung? And it was what we think it is. Basically, I think colon, not the chitlins and whatever, the colon. And he said, yeah, you got to cut these open. They marinate them in soy sauce. But you got to cut them open to make sure they're clean, like cleaning the fish. I was like, okay, I'm out. I'm out. Make for me once, but I did not tell me what it was until I ate it. They had seconds. Hey, I get it, but it's like I even told him I got to tap out. I'm not. Yeah, that clean. Yeah, I love liver. My daddy taught me how to eat liver. I love it. And now, what I've noticed in eating liver now is that because I haven't had sugar, because I am addicted to sweet. Uh, Liver tastes sweet to me almost. I mean, I'm not sweet candy sweet, but it's like sweet. I'm like, like glycogen in there or something. I have no idea. But yeah, my liver is fine by me. I won't eat it raw, or how good it is for me. I'll rather eat 6 ounces of cooked to get the nutritional value of 1 ounce of raw. I'm not. No. I can't. That's like raw clams. Big old people eating big old raw oysters. No. I have had colds before and sinus infections. I'm not doing anything that's like living through that again. I'm sorry. Yeah, good. Yep. You don't have to. That's right. That's right. But yeah, organ meat. I hear what a lot of people do is they like, hey, you got your fix. That's cool. Isn't it amazing when you listen to your body? What your body will tell you, like your body will say, get up. I took a nap today. After my nap, my body said, get up. I was like, all right. And when I put my legs out on the floor, I'm like, I'm not in pain. Normally my feet would hurt, my back would hurt, and the shoulder, they did shoulder surgery here for torn rotator cuff, common enough. Nothing wrong with my labrum. I didn't need no pins and needles and cords. Just a regular old rotator cuff with a hook like this, like Dr. Hook with a. But earlier I had to have muscles taken out of my neck about 20 years ago because I had a thoracic outlet. Well, that was some surgery. But the idea being is that I wasn't in pain. And when you listen to your body and you can do just one simple thing, don't eat carbs. Awesome. So catching up, Worcester Heart is really nice. I probably okay, cool. I have heard what a lot of people do is oh, you put panko ready? Okay, Hooch, I got you. What I heard a lot of people do is they'll have it ground up in burger. So you can grind your hard or whatever you want up into hamburger and throw your Redmond salt. That beautiful Redmond salt. Everybody talks about the Redmond. You can throw that on, you'd be good, right? Ish. I don't know. Oh, Worcester May maybe. I'm gonna go with maybe. I fry like a steak. That's cool. It would be good to start with. I mean, you can get it at a lot of different butchers, but again, I remember when I was a kid that we had a hand grinder back in the old days. When we had the hand grinder for doing meat. My sister, we would go out and raise pigs and cows and goats, and then the men folk, that would be me, little me, we go out there, cap an animal, gut and cut, and then bring it back. My sister made sausage, and she used the grinder. A great sauce. But I think if I just grab some burger or chalk and diced it all together with the heart, mixed it all again, so I'm not even seeing it, and I just ground it, you would probably not know the difference. Probably not. Organ meat, okay. Brigna talks about mixing organs and hamburger. Yep, a lot of people do. I mean, hey, um, you know, I think we're all aware that texture, consistency has a big part to play in the palatability of the foods we eat. But again, getting back to the title of this whole opportunity to speak with you all, and I thank you all for being here. I know you don't have to be here. There's lots of things you can be doing, and I appreciate you getting in there, mixing up in the chat. And quite honestly, this is the most successful chat I've ever had, a most successful live out of the three. Okay, so hey, 33%. That that puts you in the Hall of Fame in baseball, right? Um, but yeah, that consistency thing takes a priority over palate or palatability over taste. So I'd grind it in. Maybe get a grinder, make your own. Yep. I thank you, Mike. Another thing I've done too is when I used to eat a lot of chicken because I just wanted massive amounts of protein because I thought that was the right thing to do. I mean, ignorance can be cured. I'm proof of it. It may not be made beautiful, but it'd be made, to fix it to a point. And that is, I used to cook my chicken up and I put it in a pot with some water, and boil it up, skin and all. And then I would debone it. Like I put a thigh in with a couple of breasts, cook it up, boil it up, pull the bone out, obviously. And then I dump the whole thing in the blender and blend it for about 5 minutes. Frappe. And it and it had all the I pour the juice in. I boiled it all in, right? And then I'd add some pepper and I'd add some salt and some heavy cream, and I could drink a pound of chicken really quick. And I go, that chicken breast after a while, I just so I would drink it. It wasn't that bad. It had a little bit of a chalky thing. I don't have a high end ninja cutting thing. I don't have a um Amazon account or wish list or counter space to put it. So anyhow, the long and short is it wasn't bad though. It just tasted like oh yeah, and I put butter. I mean, come on, butter, heavy cream, chicken stock, put it all together. Wasn't that bad? Yeah. Well, okay, well, we got beautiful. Ignorance is bliss. Don't ask me how I know that. I've been to Fort Bliss. All right. You're beautiful. Always. You're too funny. But anyway, the point of it being is this whole inflammation battle. And I don't know about you, Woodster. A few of us would talk about. But I don't know if you you're young, and I won't hold it against you. I'm jealous. I admit it. I'm jealous. I'd love to be your age all over again but with my knowledge. I don't want to go back to being ignorant like I was then. Um, how much is inflammation an issue in your life, Woodster? Guinea fowl are good, tasty, like chickens used to taste. Oh, they're a mean bird, though, guineas. My wife said she was chased by a flock of them when the lady who lived on the corner. She grew up in rural Illinois, and that was a challenge. Hey, by the way, how's that audio? Is my audio overpowering or too low? I mean, we got a mic. I can do a little audio engineering on it. Yeah, but chicken or guinea, my wife said they would chase her down. And I used to go hunting duck. I used to like to hunt duck, but not so much anymore. Thank you, Natalie. Appreciate it. Appreciate it very much, as a matter of fact. So, when we talk about things like inflammation, what are some other things we talk about mental clarity? And I'd have to say I agree with mental clarity. Thank you, Lioness. Have you been hanging out there for a while and not saying a word? You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. Hey, look, I want you all to make sure you follow some of these people if you're not on it. Like I love Lioness Hiker and her videos and her dog, and they just get out there and they mix it up and they go on the trails. It's awesome. Thank you for being here. Um, have you ever dealt with people looking at you, sorry, because you're the only, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah. It happened to me the day. We went after church. We went to a Mexican restaurant because that's what we do. We're here in North Alabama, and I've eaten more Mexican restaurants here in North Alabama than I did when I grew up in Texas on the border in El Paso. Just saying, okay? Okay? Well, I can afford it now. We go there, and lucky enough for me, I even took a picture on one of my videos. I'll go ahead and I will insert it into the video. But what happened was, pardon me for not looking directly at the eye and at the camera here, but sure, right here, and then we'll embiggen it. There we go. Maybe we can put up. I don't know. Can I do that? Come on, come on. Oh, there you go. I went ahead and did this. Let's see if I can get it in there. It was a la carte, and I can get grilled chicken or steak or grilled shrimp. So I went for half order of each. They're like, what? No beans, no rice, no tortillas, no cheese, no. Half a chicken, half a steak, half a shrimp, right? So I had my half order of everything, and they came out with a plate, a la carte, and I didn't save a whole bunch of money. And I'm gonna tell you that, brother. I already kind of started eating it, but there it was. Oh, there I go. That's my food pick. I already ate some of them scrimps and some of that steak. That went down in a hurry. But yeah, I get it. I get that. I do get that look there, Hoosier. I do. I do. So Woodson says I can tell huge difference in your joints. Yep, getting off them carbs and sugar. And I'm telling you, man, you are in a great position, Woodster. Being blessed to be so young to come into this lifestyle and this way of eating, you're going to save yourself so much joint damage, so much cartilage damage. Who knows the internal organs? And if you get down to the subcomponents of your body, let's say you get down to the cellular level in the epigenetic area of your body, the telomeres on the end of your DNA that tell the length of the age of your DNA, so to speak, you're getting ahead of it, and that is awesome. You're gonna be here as an advocate 6 decades, 7 decades. It's gonna be awesome. Oh no, I got it. I know, Lioness. You said that you were a person who is a little bit more demure than a person like me, and I get it. I totally get it. I don't put you on the spot, but I appreciate you being out there. I know that different people have different ways of going about it, but I appreciate you being out there, and I appreciate you, piping up and adding your voice and making this a more of a richer conversation than just me. Yeah. Um, oh, hey, thanks, Natalie. And they're great. I've watched only a couple of Woodster's videos, but particularly the one you did when you're sitting down, you're just introducing us. And I've watched a number of Lioness's ones, and um, She has a lot of good things to share. And Linus, I want to let you know, I do pay attention because I heard you talking about your macular degeneration and your eye issues. And my mother-in-law had uh, retinitis pigmentosus, so she was losing her vision from the center out. And her last year or two, three, she had lost almost 100% of her ability to act. She was legally blind long before that. She really couldn't see almost anything at all that last year. And a very tough thing, very, very tough thing. So we're praying for you. I know that you have your own devotion and your own way of doing things, but I want you to know that I'm definitely lifting up prayers for you each day now in my other channel. So just so you know that. Uh, Linda Price, which is so true, and it gets better. It does. It does get better. If that's just 2 days. Now, I will offer also. I used to drink a lot. I drank too much. I got in a lot of trouble for it. Almost got kicked out of the military. They made it a culture to do it, and I did it. And I was on the varsity team. But and the damage I've done is what I've done, and I can't undo what I can't undo. But God can do anything. But I did still occasionally drink and socially drink and sometimes stress drink, and that's all done. I don't have a problem with it. So day 23, and I said, if I'm going to do carnivore, I'm not going to do alcohol. I'm not going to pour in one place and pull the plug somewhere else, right? I hope that that's the case for you, Woodstock. I don't know if you're a drinker, social drinker, whatever, but no good, no bueno. Introverts, extroverts, room for all of us. Yep. Mike Shaw, hey, look, you and me must be brothers from another mother, cut from the same cloth. But in the end, it balances out, right? That's cool. Who's you're eating with butter packets? Yeah, I know. I get it. I get it. I get it. Yeah, I do the same thing, man. And my wife looks at me sometimes because I'm sitting in the kitchen, and I just cut a slice. I get the butter knife, go to the butter dish, we leave it out, cut off a tablespoon, tablespoon and a half. I just pop it in my mouth, start chewing. She goes, "Did you just pop that in your mouth?" Nope, sure did, just like cheese. And boy, yesterday my wife had an art showing. My wife is a painter. I think she's a very accomplished painter, and she had about 70 paintings upstairs in her studio. She said, I need more room. So we put on a shindig, and we had a charcuterie board and all this good stuff, and way too many cookies and sweet things. I did not eat a single cracker, not a single grape, not a blueberry. I did help myself to a lot of brie, and I'm paying for that. But some cheese and some meat. And I went one time I had a piece of turkey, and I just took a tablespoon of butter and slipped it in there and made myself a little turkey butter morsel. It was quite good. Uh-huh. Going to my going to my closest. I thought you said closet. The closest local a closet butcher. Okay, a closest local butcher, and avoiding the big grocery chain. I get it. It is. It is. I buy from one place. It's a little far to drive, but it's a state certified butcher, and they'll just give me whatever I want. But not at the price I want. So I get you. Yep, we need to support the locals. I do it. That's a good pro tip. That's right. Was it no? I'm not a drinker, smoker, or chew anymore. Cool. Very good. Never could do the chew. I really didn't smoke a lot. I said, well, I smoked when I was young. My mom was a 3-pack a day smoker, and we would steal her cigarettes when I was 6, 7. I started drinking on occasion at 6 or 7, just occasionally. Smoking more frequently at age 6, 7. I definitely smoked by age 8. And then 9, then I got into football and I stopped smoking until I got out and got in the military and smoked it. Then I used to chain smoke cigars, and now I have a pipe. But as an asthmatic, it's not good for me. And I just don't like the taste. So probably once every 3 months I'll do a pipe, and I go, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? And I'll put it away. Yep, 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 yep. You love brie? I know. I know. I love brie. And what the worst part is, I used to, you vape? Okay, I got it. But everybody's got a thing, you know what I mean? I talk too much. Um, I want to ask you, Natalie, have you ever had that brie when they put it in some phyllo wrap, and then they wrap the phyllo around it, and then they put some walnuts, and they put maybe some brown sugar, and maybe they put something else in there. And they wrap it all up and they cook it all up and you open it up and it's so good, gooey and warm. I hurt myself. Yep. Um, so yeah, I like some brie. I do. I do. I eat it. I love it. I eat the little white crusty part on the outside. Like I said, I'll be paying for that, I'm sure. But hey, it was still cheese. It's still an animal product. Oh yeah. If you go out, if you just go out to no, we're carnivore now, so we're not going to do it. No. But so when I was, how do I say this? I mean this humbly, but it's a part of my past. When I was in the political lifestyle, we would go to a lot of events that had lots of dinners, and sometimes it'd be rubber chicken, sometimes it'd be roast beef, but sometimes it was huge, and then we'd have scrimps bigger than my whole thumb complex, literally that big, they almost prawn, and we'd pile up by the pound. I could get any steak I wanted. I could get any booze I wanted, and they had these beautiful, immaculate charcuterie boards with 30 or 40, 50 pounds of all these different cheeses laid out. I'm like, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much. But those days are long gone. But the weight's still here. Again, things that tell you they love you, but they don't love you. They just leave you with inflammation. You know, that's what I heard. I could have swore Tony the Tiger and Sugar Smacks and Rice, the Snack Crackle and Pop dudes. They all said they loved me. They all said, "Eat my little Lucky Charms." So I did. They didn't love me. They just wanted my money. Left me holding the bag. Don't like those people. Yep. Politics fun, lots of work for fun. You know what, Matthew? I want to try that sous vide. I have heard a lot about it, but it looks like it takes an investment, and I have too many investments in hobbies, and I have to be very careful because I'm a serial hobbyist, and I have to make sure that I get my money tree, the fruit on the side, so I can go grab a little bit. Go give me a little bit, so I can go because you got to get the wand. It's the temperature wand. And then you got a bucket, and then those really heavy bags, and you can sous vide them. I like that idea. I like that a lot, especially since I'm a retiree. I got time to hang out and sous vide to give my steaks a bath. It's cool stuff. Steaks, sous vide. Okay, yeah. So, Natalie, I hope I've given you a little bit, but sous vide is you determine what depth you want. It's kind of like if you're going to do I want to say maybe like a reverse sear on something, but you put the meat into a bag and you do whatever spices. You zip it up and you put it in a water bath. And you put it's like a big like a wand, but it's a heater, and it'll tell you based on the weight and how you want it done. Whether you want it rare, medium rare. You just put this in the bath, and it brings your steak up to the right temperature internal and everything, and gets you there. So then, all you have to do is pull it out of the bag, throw it on your heat source, whether it's your grill, your griddle, your kitchen stove, whatever you're doing, right? And then you just put the sear on it, and it works really well. A lot of restaurants use this thing, so they could have 30 steaks ready to go at, let's say they want to do them at rare or to medium rare, and then they can crank it up and dial it in. So it only takes 5 to 7 minutes, 12 minutes to get a steak done completely. That's like a tomahawk. A sous vide, that's the bomb. I can't do that little thing they used to do back in the 80s or 90s, but that's the bomb as far as I'm concerned. I just didn't get the tool yet. Maybe I'll put that on my fictional Amazon thing one day, and someone will send me a sous vide. Por favor. Yep, that's it. Did I get that? Did I get that right there, Matthew? Did I say that right? I'm sure you can hit the Googlies and get there's probably a whole YouTube channel for sous vide. Just saying. Gadgets. Your current 3 phones is ridiculous. I have a couple phones. I have a broken phone here and a box of phones down there. Probably have every phone I ever owned, every cell phone. Yeah, cook stuff up once. It was tender. That's what I'm saying. The idea is it gets it prepared most of the way. So all you have to do is, I guess you could even take one of those torches like they do for candies and finishing things up. Mine's made out of propane. I don't know if that's good to eat though. Okay. Susan Hampton. Susan, hey everybody, Susan Hampton's here. Ladies and gentlemen, Susan Hampton. Yeah, hey, Bronx cheer for Susan. Welcome to the house of Scotty P with your host, Scotty P, aka Carnivore Scott. Okay, sorry, I get carried away. I'm an excitable fella. Maybe it's all this good eating. Maybe it's the fact that I'm not inflamed. I'm on fire, but I'm not inflamed. Maybe. Matthew, yes, you vacuum seal your meat and cook it with that wand in a water bath. And yep, so it does it in its own juice. It's kind of like making a beef juice, doing it in its own thing. Very cool. Thank you, Susan. Again, I do appreciate you coming out here. I have to be honest with you. You know, I looked out there, and if anybody knows, if I'm stepping on someone else's live event, let me know. But I figured I come in here. It's 10:38, I guess, local time here in North Alabama, and I don't know who's coming up and going down. I'm sure that we're going to have some people maybe from South Africa might come in by. That'd be cool. But yeah, I didn't see anybody else doing a live, so I thought I'd host a chat like we did last night. Y'all remember that chat we had last night for the Homestead How that just didn't take off, the little loony bird thing? Had the best chat ever there, and you all are doing it again here. I appreciate that. It's awesome. Make sure you guys, of course, smash the like button. But if you're not following everybody in here, go ahead and give a follow. And if somebody wants to put their at your channel name in the chat box, you will not offend me. I'm not a superstar. I don't have those kind of rules and limitations. I have other ones. So yeah, there you go. Welcome to this wonderful time here. Do you do any fasting? It's 18.6. Oh man, you know, I love to fast, and I'm for as big as I am, I can do some pretty good fasting because I have lots. After I got off of keto and went full carnivore about 3 years ago, I've done 5 day fast. Got a little wonky there on that fifth day. I got to be honest with you, and then I came out of it too quick, and that whole refeeding thing that will smack you in the reality button. But by virtue of not being hungry, as I'm learning how to listen to my body, yeah, I ended up doing a little closer to OMAD, dose mad. Yeah, I do that a little bit. But I'm trying to integrate this lifestyle in with what my wife, who does not do this. She's blessed; she doesn't have to. I think she'd do well to do it. But the idea being is, like when you were out there, Hoosier, and you were doing your business trip, right? And you're dealing with people, you may have to, you know, push the peas around on a plate and just eat that piece of roast beef, but you're gonna be out with people mixing it up. So sometimes things happen, right? So it doesn't always work that way. Take people more evenly. Yep, it is. Right. Oh, 11:38 in South Carolina. Which part of South Carolina? You don't have to give me a city. Don't dox yourself. I got a good friend of mine who was going to be here. He's my VA buddy, and uh, he's from South Carolina. I am desperately seeking the name out there on the coast, not too far from Harris Island area, I guess. But yeah, Wyoming, Woodster. What part of Wyoming? I'm in Alabama, by the way. What part of Wyoming are you from there, Woodster? Or in? Wyoming is a beautiful state. When I was in Nebraska, I went to eastern Wyoming to a military confab there. Huh? Yeah, Mike Shaw's in Iowa. Hawkeye, are you a Hawkeye fan or not there in Iowa, Mike? I'm not sure. Maybe you're a Lobo fan or something from what was New Mexico State. I'm not sure. Iowa, there you go. Iowa, Wyoming. That's cool. The favorite South Carolina, Alabama. Mm-hmm. He was doing OMAD, so I get hungry after income weightlifting. Oh yeah. 2 MAD 16.8. That's right. Weightlifting. I want to get back into weightlifting, but I have to be careful because I get crazy, I go stupid, and that's where some of my damage came from. The palmetto state. That's right. Not the palmetto bug though, right? Flying cockroach. That's Florida. Yeah, state bird of Florida. A lioness is in there in Oklahoma. Yeah. Oklahoma. That was a great musical. I wish I could have gotten a role in that. And they wanted me to use me for a wagon wheel, though. It looked more like a Conestoga wheel than anything else. England, Natalie. Yeah, that's right. We were talking about that because my family come from Blaena in Wales. Yep, that's where I think I showed the picture the other time, last time, and my father's family from Wales there. Yep, Ontario, Canada. Let's see, Basmock. Right, I had to learn the Canadian southern provinces when I was in Air Force weather. So they gave us the mnemonic Basmock, British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, and Quebec. And them Quebecers, they want to hear you say Quebec. Yep. Had a good time. Got a chance to your premiere, a bunch of your premieres, your I'm gonna go a couple. One of the leader, I can't remember his title, but he was the head of your national legislative body. He hosted a bunch of us from the down under area, and I got a good chance to be. Yeah, and I was in Ontario for a day, just visiting. Very cool. Texas Tech fan, guns up. Oh, Red Raider. There you go. Lubbock. That's cool. Oh yeah, routine lifting the weights. I'm telling you, I know I need to do it. I know that resistance training is critical, but I think I'm going to start with body weight. Hey, Woodster, do you do something? Northern Wyoming, about an hour from Cody. Okay, so you're Yellowstone. You a Kevin Costner fan? Are you a Yellowstone fan, or does that just drive you crazy? I don't know, but yeah, I love weightlifting, and I was never very good at a lot of weightlifting for the upper body. No, no, I think I bench pressed 305 once. That's it, and I weigh more than that now, or did. But legs, nah, that's another story. I held my own there. Oh, Lubbock before moving to Arizona. Before that's right. Now, oh my days. Sorry, block. Okay, my favorite carnivore meal. Ooh, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say meat, beef, beef, biff, beef, beefity beef, and beef. Yeah, beef. You can remember that scene in Forrest Gump when they're talking about shrimp. You remember that? Bubba. Well, that's me, beef. It's beef. A steak is fine. A burger is fine. I like it. Bacon's okay. I like bacon, but it's that's not a driver for me at this point in time. It's okay. Oh yeah. Oh, so yeah. Yeah, for me, the Yellowstone is my wife was absolutely enraptured with it, but it had for me just the use of profanity. Every other word was um, too much. Eh, I, I don't want to put myself on a pedestal. I have been very profane, but I have been often working at trying to using my vocabulary to express myself beyond four-letter epitaphs and or various combinations and what do you call it when they take words and they make sure that they're in a proper um, grammar state. I don't know how you can conjugate profanity, but they do. But so I wasn't a fan of. Now I will say this: way back when, in another lifetime, I did a movie where I was a stand-in, and it was Kevin Costner was the star in the movie, and I did get to know him, and we did strike up a friendship until I abused it. Not bad, but anyway, long story is I went off to the military and did my thing, and he went off to become Kevin Costner. Good for him. I ain't mad at him, but it was a good time at that time. Yeah, okay, so we have a you're in upstate South Carolina, 19 years, born and lived in Florida 43 years before. Oh, I'm so sorry about the passing of your husband. Um, in Florida 43 years. Would that been Florida South, Central, North, Panhandle? Because when I was in the military, I did a lot of Panhandle, Florida. I never went very far. Of course, I did the Disney thing, but I don't call that Florida. It was its own little like Vatican City, but I did panhandle in and around Hurlburt, combat weather and stuff like that. So cool. Oh, okay. Let's see, 41, 2002, four children. Cool. I got three kids and seven grands. Yeah. Not all my biological, but it doesn't matter. I'm grandpa. You bring a kid into my family, I'm grandpa. I'm Papa. And what are you going to call it? But we're going to have a lot of fun because I'm a fun grandpa. I say no a lot, but I'm a fun grandpa. I'm kind of like your built-in home gym. I'm sure um, that there are others in here that can Woodster can attest to that. Being 6'5", you get to play the Christmas tree in every school Christmas homeroom party. It's awesome. Toilet paper wrapped around me, and I'd go in my BDUs, my military uniform, and they'd wrap me up in toilet paper. There's a Christmas tree, or they'd make me the sheriff. Yeah, Central Gulf Coast, very cool. Um, yeah, yeah, you sure have been through a lot, Susan. That's a tough go. But you said you have 12 grandchildren. Right on, right on. They're great. You can play and love on them, and then you give them back. Though I've noticed a disturbing trend, though, that a lot of grandparents aren't aren't allowed or aren't being given the opportunity to return their children, the grandchildren to the parents. Parents, they think grandparents are built-in babysitters and that will do whatever just to be around. And then sometimes you don't; they'll withhold the grandchildren from you, like ransom. I'm like, I don't know. I don't think you remember who you're dealing with here. You're gonna be heartbroken when you find out your ploy doesn't work. Let's just enjoy the kids and enjoy you, and we're gonna have a good time. Well, good on you. 12 grandkids. That's awesome. Michael, GCU had quite the basketball team for a minute. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, she must be. She must be. I know my father is a two-time widower now, and he's 88, and I take his call when he calls me. Love that man, of course. Um, Lioness, yeah. Uh, yeah, hey, do that for us, Susan, or anybody. Make sure you put your channel name if you have one. Put it. Go ahead and put it in the chat. Let other people find you and follow you. I mean, that's a critical aspect of building community. How are we going to know when we're each of us are on? I go into the YouTubes and I smash and look for who's on. I like to look to see who the lives are. I'll watch your videos, and I'll correspond with you and I'll do things. But it's kind of cool to catch this. I appreciate that. By all means, please put that. It's not spam for me. Please put it in there in the comment section. So I'm your blessed mother of two daughters plus twins. Sweet, sweet. That is awesome. Four daughters. My brother had five daughters. I think he was doing penance. I don't know. I don't know. I have two sons and a daughter. I'm not strong enough for more than one daughter. I'll freely admit that right here. That is not going to happen here in the house of Scotty P because I'm just not that sophisticated. All my exes live in Texas. Son in Austin and daughter in Rockwell. Okay, cool. I remember going to Austin. And I'd go to Austin. When I was in Abilene, we'd go to Dallas Fort Worth regularly, San Antonio some, but I used to go to Austin. I went to Austin way back in the day when Stevie Ray Vaughan wasn't all blowed up, and he'd play the circuit down there. And then I went to Austin to get a state board exam, and it's going to take a long time before I reveal what I got a state board exam. I had passed, but I had to go to Austin to do that. A grandson north of Dallas. Okay, cool. Linus, that explains it. Oh, you don't have a channel yet, Susan. Okay, coolio, coolio. Thank you, Lioness, for taking that initiative and calling it out. And that's a great thing that helps people to know what's going on. Not everything is for everybody. We know that. Time to start one, Susan. Yes, Woodster. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, Woodster, I didn't see you pop in there. Woodster, do you have children? I didn't catch that part. If you're married with children, and that roll up there. I wasn't sure. I don't want to pry. You don't have to reveal, but just was kind of wondering. Yep, all girls. How nice, especially to have all those grandchildren. Two sons, no grandkids yet. Yeah, I get you. Well, it isn't like they don't practice. We'll leave that right there. What's her? Yes. All right. All right. I think. Yeah. Aren't carnivores sweet people? I think you know why we can be so sweet. We don't eat sweets. We don't need all that external fake lying sugar. So we have a wellspring of it that's created by our own bodies, and then we can be authentic and not hide behind all the things and that brain fog. And think about it: if your head is wrapped around having to eat sugar frosted candy donuts, right? They're not telling you that's what makes you worthwhile as a person. Think about it. Your mind is clear. You can see people and value them for who they are. It's awesome. So we can be sweet all on our own. But I'm so sweet. Maybe I should do it the other way. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. My attempt at humor. I won't try it again for the next 3 seconds. Yeah. Okay. Headed to bed. Okay, Wurzer, take care. Hey, no, thank you for coming in. Thank you for adding to it. And I'll do this a couple times a week just to fill the void and give everybody an opportunity to mix it up and get to know one another. Some of us with the smaller channels, this is how we're going to get out there and we're going to do all this for each other. So I appreciate you. I really, really do. Thank you. All right, Wurzer, you have a good one. Oh, what? Oh, two children, 3 and 1, married 6 years. There you go. Rock on, man. That's awesome. Boy, girl, girl, boy, 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 girl, girl. Hmm? Inquiring minds want to know. Hmm? Life, it's happening everywhere. That's right. Nothing planned yet. And my lads focus on their careers. Okay, very cool. Very cool. Priorities. Keeping your priorities. That's great. That's awesome. They must have learned it from an awesome, awesome mentor. Good on you. The Carnival Committee is fantastic. Yeah, I know. Is that not Is that not the coolest thing to witness this unfold and and each in our own way, um, adding a richness to this to celebrate this. I mean, fantastic. So there we go. What's a good night? Yeah, play it. Bless many blessings. Them little ones, they be demanding. They be like, Daddy, you get up, Daddy, and they put the little finger in your nose when you're taking a nap. I remember those days. Yeah, that's all awesome. Two boys, that's cool. So I bet you're going to be a wrestling mania. WrestleMania with the Woodster and the two boys, and they're going to crawl all over you, and they're going to stick things in your ear, and they're going to pull your beard or your mustache, and those were the best days of my life. My kids still talk about that today. Yeah, yeah, more parents do. My kids, what we used to, because I didn't know, my father is a good man. He worked real hard. He had some different inputs. He was an only child of immigrants born on Christmas Day. So he didn't know the whole playing thing, but we would wrestle. We would wrestle, and that was the best time. And my dad would get us, and he'd get us in a little hole and little noogies, and he'd gurgle, gargle, gurr in our ears, and it'd tickle, and like, oh, dad, dad, ah. So I would wrestle with my kids. I got lots of pictures, and my kids would get at the end of the hallway, right? And they'd take off, and they go leap of faith into dad's arms. I would catch him. Then they grabbed me, and remember that old cartoon with Bugs Bunny and the rascal da 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 da. I know Barbara DeVille, and my kids are pulling and tugging, and I have three of them, and my daughter would run at me, and at the last minute she'd always turn around and come in backside first, like ah, and it was cool until they got to be about 9, 10 years old and trying to catch these 40-pound missiles. And I'm like, hey, got them all over me. And when I would work in the nursery at the church, my pastor always thought the funniest thing I'd be in there with the little kids, with the 3-year-olds, because we're kind of mentally on the same wavelength, and and the kids would be all over me because it felt like a kindergarten cop, right? The kids would be all over me wrestling because that's what I know to do. I think kids need to have that biofeedback of hugs and bends and doing things. And there'd be all these kids having diapers all over my face and kids wrestling with me. Best time. You're going to love it, Worcester. Good night. God bless. So I had two boys. There you go. Precious times create the best memories. That's true. Yeah. whole brain pan full of all those things, lots of little thoughts running around. My youngest is 30 now, I want to say. So, and my oldest is older. I'm not going to try the math right now. Okay. Make sure Mike Shaw TV. Yeah, make sure you guys hit each other up there. Okay, and help each other out. Can't believe we had 21 viewers, and we average view duration has been 30 minutes. You guys are rock stars. You've been hanging here. Oh, thank you, Susan. That's one thing about the military. I am full of stories. Yeah, that's the word we'll use. I love to share, and I would love to, um, as Mike Shaw has been telling me, I need to get that steam yard. I would love to be in a dynamic interaction with people. Doing a Hollywood Squares thing. I think that would be pretty nifty. But you'd probably have to have the moderator, someone smart, someone who knows this IT stuff. Then we could all be in there. That'd be kind of cool. Good. There you go, Lionel, Matthew. There you go, Mike Shaw. Thank you. Again, this is how we're going to make things work real well for ourselves. And, in a year, it'd be interesting if we were to come back, let's say quarterly, and quarterly come back and compare how things are doing and how channels have matured and how our bodies have done, how our minds have done, and our hearts. It's amazing when you get involved with a community of people, right? You get in a community of people and you're like, hey, how's it going? How's the walks going for the lioness? How the eyes doing? How the puppies doing? Um, Bumblebee Adventure. Okay, if you can go look up Bumblebee Adventure, she's a Dutch lady, and her dog. I want to say her dog's name is Lily, like a Dachshund. Anyway, it's so enriching, and you build relationships. I could not believe it. My youngest son, he is an incredible person. Yeah, he's my son, so yeah, and he incredibly ticking me off right now, but he's still an incredible dude, really smart. He takes after his mom, and he was a singer, and he's gifted with languages, and he went to the military, and he went to Defense Language Institute to learn Pashtun, and then he became a computer guy because he can do computer languages. And anyway, he and his computer stuff, he had these friends all over the world. And he talked to him. He cared about some dude in Japan and some dude over here, and some lady over here. And I'm like, how do you do that? We got to talk to people. You got to be face to face, press the flesh. That whole internet thing, that's not a real relationship. And then I got served up. It is. We do build bonds here. It does matter to care for people, even though we're not going to be pressing the flesh. It is amazing what we can do. And Lioness, I think about you when you talk about being more demure, a little more reserved than someone like myself, right? I mean, there's a certain amount of safety in what we're doing here. Yes, it's really us. Yes, we're really talking, but it's a pane of glass. So we have some safety in this mode and this way of doing things. And by feeling safe, we can build stronger relationships, I think, than we do if we're in a room full of people with our defenses up all the way. Like, hey, I'm watching you. I'm kung fu fighting. Keep an eye on you, right? So this venue really does um, create a potential for making real relationships. So it'd be interesting to see where we are in 3 months. We can do it around the topic of homestead, how I don't have to be there, and around what Carrie is doing, what Emma is doing, and what is going on in Bill's life. And then we can say with ours, and then we can compare and look back. I mean, do any of you do any journaling? We really need it. Okay, that's a good one, Hooser. That's a good one. You got that one, man. You own that. Um, but do any of you keep any type of journal on anything? I mean, I have a journal somewhere in here. Well, actually, I have like 9 of them because I'm just not that consistent. Um, but I was starting to write down measurements because someone said, keep your measurements, start early, not just your weight. Tell us how the numbers work. I mean, when you're doing this and you end up with your weight fluctuating, your waist and your hips and your arms and your neck and your thighs and your calves and everything just changing. So chronicling, and then we get to do this. If you're doing the video, we can see that. Look, can't you tell that I'm losing weight? Okay, maybe not. Mike, I'm not finding your channel. Just had interviews with Bitter Expedition Fund Seeker. Okay, Mike. Minimalist, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome to the House of Scotty P with your host, Scotty, aka Carnivore Scott. Yeah, hey, appreciate you dropping in. A quick hellos are better than no hellos. So make sure everybody says hi to the minimalist Carnivore. You got an awesome channel, and I love watching what you're doing, and I love the quality of the product you're putting out. Here we're in my very high-tech studio, aka my office, aka my one room in the house the wife lets me have. It's all good. Yeah. Just saw this, been making vids. You're probably making those sexy thumbnails. I know you. Yeah, good for you. You're good. Don't plan on going that far. Weighed in this morning, no tape measures though. Don't plan. Okay, got it. All right, good. Yeah, I will hang out for a few more things. So, hey, look, if you guys aren't following the minimalist, I don't know what you've been doing or what rock you've been under. Come on. The gentleman is out there, and he's awesome. Go ahead and get out there and follow him. And there's another one I really do like. The proper human physique. Is it like this? You know. Yeah. Okay. Robert Bubba Baker. I think he's like Robert _Bubba _Baker. He's a stoic, and he puts out some really thoughtful things that are very authentic. He's not like me, like bounced around and bubbly, and had 1, 2, 3, 10 cups of coffee too many. No, I only had 2 cups of coffee. I had it. I love my coffee. I'm down from 3 to 4 pots a day down to 2 to 3 cups a day, and that's good. And I'll get there eventually. I promise. Yeah, no, thank you. The thing is, coffee probably isn't the best thing for us. I get it. And getting back to what Hoosier said, who you carnivore, is that proper human physique is more than a number on a scale. You're right, it is. However, we have to find a metrics by which we can measure against. Obviously, when we lose weight and we lose fat and we lose inches, but then we gain mass. I understand the fat loss and mass. I understand that being a weather guy, we go through a little physics and stuff. But the idea is we have to find some type of biomarker that we can use as a reference point, and that's just one. And it shouldn't be the only one. You're right. That's why I'm down to once. That's one time. One ping, Vasily, one weigh in a week, because otherwise you're just chasing that number and you get depressed. And the next thing you know, you got a mouth full of dark chocolate crying in your coffee full of butter, right? And that no bueno. All right, sup, minimalist. There you go, Robert Bubba Baker. He is a great guy. I love his channel. I try to pour as much love on that man as I can. The other day he opened up about something he had witnessed, and he was charged with fixing when he was a prison guard. Break your heart. What a great guy. You don't have much content, but you tell, all right, cool. We'll look for it. All right, Carnivore Transformer, welcome to the House of Scotty P. Thank you very much for coming in. Say hi to everybody. Drop your handle. There's some new people in here. If you don't know, Lioness Hiker, drop your handle in there. Let those people know who you are. If she's not always following, you can reciprocate and do in kind and help Lioness and others like that. I know we just had the Woodster 72 in here. Great. He had to go off, take care of kids. Young family, got it. You finally quit coffee tea, but that is such a huge one. No, I can quit the coffee, but here's the situation. To be honest, my daughter bought me a coffee of the month club thing. And out of a deep respect for her sacrificing her dollars as a young family person, I'm going to grind her coffee and I'm going to drink it. And I'll kick it next year because my daughter's worth it to me. I want to tell her. She wants to hear from me. Dad, what coffee this month? Well, this month we have some Sumatran coffee. It's a very nice light roast coffee, great little fruity hint to it, and I'm going to tell her that. Or from Burundi or wherever it's from, because that's our relationship. But then I'll kick it to the curb. Out of here. Everybody out of the bull. Yeah, few subs, yeah. Yeah. Hello, Carnivore Trend. Everybody saying hi. Everybody's good. Okay. But it's not really suffering. I mean, I used to drink 6 boxes a day almost. My doctor, when there was some burst blood vessels in my eye under a lot of stress, and when I was in service, and the doctor said, "Well, how much coffee you drink?" I said, "Oh, 4 or 5, sometimes 6." And he goes, "That's a lot of cups of coffee." I go, "That's pots." I drank it out of a beer stein, and then I put sugar in. I probably put a quarter cup of sugar in each cup, each mug. Why am I fat? Why do I have pre-diabetes? I don't get it. But I got that one, Pete. That was cool. Hmm. Oh, carnivore of all the doctors. That's cool. That's very cool. I'm gonna have to get to that one. Thank you, Transformer. Now, are you a Transformer because you step up Transformer, step down Transformer, or are you a truck that turns into a intergalactic superhero, Bumblebee, or that you're just transforming your body via carnivore? Something simple and easy like that. I got you. I need a quick coffee. Yeah, you drink too much of it. Truth. It's a, it's not like alcohol. It's different. But I have heard, like I roast some of my own coffee. I do it very low budget on a hot air popcorn popper. But that coffee goes through about 1,200 to 1,600 different chemical reactions just by the process of roasting it. And I guess coffee, if you buy coffee off the shelf, well, I don't buy coffee off the shelf, but it is one of the most treated foods you can possibly be consuming. The amount of things that go into making coffee so it could stay stable on a shelf for a long period of time. No. Take I take electrolytes. You're daggone right. I take electrolytes. I don't take electrolytes. I'll be like this in cramps. But I make my own. I'm cheap like that. So what I do, I take water. That's a good start. I take water. And to my water, I'll add no salt, that fake salt, which is pure potassium chloride. And I just put a couple grams in my, yeah, I just know how to measure it. Put a couple grams in of that no salt for my potassium. And then I'll put some Epsom salts for the magnesium in there, a little bit of magnesium, and not too much. You don't want to get crazy. Or you can get like magnesium glycinate or glycinate. I don't know what you want to do. Glycinate, tomato. So you get the magnesium in there, and then I put some iodized salt in it. We're gonna make sure you get some iodine. We don't want no goiters hanging around. Goiter. So I put those in there, and every once in a while I'll take a zinc tablet, just to change it up. But that's it. And I can make a gallon for pennies. I don't have to go bend. I mean, elements and sure it's fine. I don't care about taste. I mean, I eat liver. Okay, I won't eat pork bung, but I'll eat liver. So taste of that, no big deal, no problem. So yeah, I do lots of electrolytes. Do not drink electrolyte. Yeah, have a hot. Yeah, off. Well, you do a lot of walking. You do a lot of uh, perspiring as a hiker there, Lioness. So yeah, there's no doubt. And you have a lot of ATP thing going, but I do encourage you all. I think I've got some links on some other things. If you get on your Google, look up stearic acid. I spelled it Stearic, C18. It's a long chain fatty acid, obviously. That stearic acid works at the mitochondrial level and causes mitochondrial fusion. They're using it now in studies for things with Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, particularly Parkinson's. And that's a big component of the food we eat. It's one of the long chain fatty acids that we eat. And it has direct signaling at the cellular level. I mean, your cells have receptors for stearic acid. It's important. It's in your butter, it's in your lard, it's in your tallow, it's in your beef, it's in a couple of vegetables, it's in cocoa butter. Stearic acid might help you out too. Get a little bit of that in your diet. What else we have? And salt, yeah, salt. Only when fasting past 24 hours, otherwise, the salt on the food. There you go. I mean, if it's working for you, your biochemistry is going to be different from my biochemistry. And what happens, and your biochemistry changes over time. I think that after a long time of doing the carnivore way of eating, you very well could have epigenetic changes, and with that, your body will respond differently to things, and that's why some people pull away from the nitrates and the bacon. The body's just that intuitive, instinctive eating, that when you're listening to your body, and your body's, no, I don't need that. Other times you walk by the butter dish and you find yourself shoving your face with butter or something, or liver. Listening to your body, you'll change. And isn't that amazing that we have such a dynamic system? Our system, we're in a homeostasis. That homeostasis does not mean static. Amen. Isn't that not awesome? Our bodies can change. And now they're finding out that you can even change down at the epigenetic level, the DNA level, through some thought processes. It's fascinating research. Iodine, I have a little bit of that. I got to be careful. Potassium and magnesium supplements. Yeah. The problem with the magnesium supplements for me is if I take them, and let's say I got some cramps at night, and it's great if you have restless leg syndrome, get some magnesium into you about 8 o'clock, a couple hours before going to bed. That should help tremendously with things going on with the firing in your muscles in your legs. But too much of it, and it's a laxative. So careful, right? Coffee. Yep, I got it. Yep. Iodine in the coffee. Got it. I got some Lugol's, but I got the Lugol's 2% at the 5% because I was scared. Just being honest. Hey, you out, Linus? Hey, good night. Take care of yourself. Get good rest. Good rest. Positive thoughts. God bless. Thank you. Okay. Yep. Good night. Lots of good nights. There we go. All right. So, hey, by the way, I appreciate you all. This is like the third time I've done this. And obviously, I'm more nervous than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. I appreciate you being patient with me as I try to find myself in relating and keeping things moving here. And it's just absolutely awesome. We've been on here for just about 2 hours. I probably should get close to wrapping it up, but I just am absolutely adoring this. But okay, good night to you all. Okay. Hey, good. I'm glad you all subscribe to each other. That's a good thing. Appreciate it. And oh, by the way, I don't know if Minimalist's still in here. I see you said goodbye, but if any of you guys want to have me come on to one of your video thing, one of your conferences, I'd be more than happy to add a little bit of flavor to what is already a pretty much kicking jambalaya. But yeah, I am a story generating machine, so we have to be a little careful there because I love it. Thank you very much, Susan. I do appreciate that. I think my storytelling thing comes from the theatrical background, the weather background, the military background, the father background, the actor background, the political background, and now I'm retired. I'm desperately seeking something to keep me mentally focused. They didn't tell. I don't know how many of you are retired. Oh yeah, do some interviews. Yeah, sure. You just let me know, man. I'll be there for you. I'll be there for you. Um, I retired from everything. I'm done. I'm done work. Not gonna make me do it again. Or they tried to. They threw some of that, and I said no because I want to do this. I want to do this. Yeah, yeah. Again, I'm just. It takes me a couple times to pick things up. So retirement took me a couple of times, but I'm all retired now. I'm very blessed, and so they lied to us about it at retirement. Susan, you retired too. They lied to me. Retirement was going to be cruise ships and traveling the world. Well, I did that in the military, so thank you very much. I'm kind of done with those cruises. But there's a lot of hours in the day, and I can only do certain things for so many hours each day. But I can be in front of this computer and I can push my little buttons. I got a little stream deck, and I can push little things. I even have some software to write music on, FL Studio. If I knew how to write music, I'd write music. But I get big doing this, so it's kind of cool. All right. Well, actually, in the future, Scott, when completely set up, we can have a live chat. Hey, I'm cool. So get a job at Costco. Part of me kind of wants to work in the meat department. You got to be careful though. You want to keep all your digits. Doesn't always work out. But I wasn't a butcher. I just fell on a lawnmower when I was a kid. Nothing, nothing cool about that. Let me tell you, my birthday, second birthday. Can't even do two thumbs up. Give you a 1.5. Yeah. Oh, Susan, elementary school, kindergarten teachers. Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. Oh, they bring home the scraps. I know, gee, you got a deal there. You got something going on there. Oh, the minimalist. You're not a minimalist. You're trying to maximize the opportunity. I got you. You got that street smarts. That's good on you. Yeah, I taught for one day. That was good. I was cured. It's good. I went back into the high pressure world of business development in a defense contracting world over doing teaching again. It paid a lot better, and I didn't feel like strangling someone at the end of every day, and never the kids. So it was good on you. So I mean, it takes a big heart to work with kids. It takes a heart I don't possess, or don't want to possess. And what bothered me most sometimes was dealing with the kids, not the kids, excuse me, the parents. Kids are products of their environment, and sometimes I just want to put my hands and let a parent feel the power, the positive power of an adjustment. But you can't do that. So better that I don't do the whole teacher thing. Yep. I tell you what we did here is we my church, we just got through every year we feed all the teachers and administrators. In that first week they go back to school, and so we cooked 1,700 hamburgers and hot dogs and took a bunch of sodas, and we feed our teachers every year. It's a wonderful opportunity to get out there and meet our teachers and let them know we appreciate the sacrifices they're making for our children. And I hope that you were appreciated like that as well, because you did the Lord's work in working with children. Well, yeah, of course. Kids are people. They are. They are. Yeah, I know you are, Mike. Huh? You and me both. I mean, maybe you're not quite as a big a kid as I am. I think you're probably more able to look them in the eye. It's not too much of a thing. They're not like having to lay on the ground to see the top of you, and all they're seeing when they see me underneath my nose. It's a crazy thing. I know. But yeah, so here we are pulling up to what do we got? 2 hours here. Okay, yeah, 2 hours. So here's what we'll do. I think what we'll do is, I never want to get off one of these. I I really feel very little effort. I could probably do this for 6 hours. Eventually, my wife's gonna wake up and go, "Where's my husband? Why is there still that noise? He said he'd take care of the dogs. It's 11:30 at night." So I took a 2 hour nap too, and I had a cup of coffee after my nap. So here we are. Another thing of retirement they don't talk to you about, but I'll cover that later. Hey, look, the other thing too is uh, I really appreciate each one of you coming here and spending so much time. I hope that each one of you have been able to positively connect with others here, that you went out and followed some channels. We did talk a lot about inflammation, and we talked a lot about how we all feel so much better because our inflammation is so reduced. And Woodster was like 2 days. Now, that guy is young, and I'm not angry at him. He's young, so good for him. He's going to save himself from a lot of pain that he doesn't need to experience. And with his two young sons, that's going to come in great. All of us saw when Bill Knott was talking about being able to sit up in his bed for 30 minutes after 3 weeks of carnivore, you know? And we don't think about that. We don't think about the level of effort for some people like Bill who are trapped in the consequences of this ghrelin leptin argument that went off course. See, I really understand better now the idea that people are fighting more than just, oh, they like their Reese's. Okay. They could just stop eating the Reese's, they'd be all better. You kind of want to grab them up, poke them right in the eye. Like it's so much more. Sugar is like a cocaine. And so um, as we gather together to celebrate our successes and we other people come in, like Lioness was in here for a minute, and Lioness didn't let anybody know. I don't know who's in here. It says there's 7 concurrent viewers or something like that, 24 views, right? Well, I don't know who could be dropping in from somewhere and go, oh, so this inflammation thing, I can reduce my inflammation by stop shoving junk into my pie hole. Okay, first we got to talk about junk, and then we got to talk about pie hole. And then got the pie hole down pretty good. I can stop hurting just by what I don't put in my mouth. Hard for most of us, but that's ground shaking information for some people who were brought up by Tony the Tiger. You know what I'm talking about? By them little Lucky Charm dude, right? So all right, so that's good. Everybody heading to bed. Millers, you take care. Appreciate you. Everybody else appreciate you up at 4:30 in. Quit my smoking, sleeping off. Well, that's going to happen. You got to get that all that nicotine and all the byproducts up. Hey, look, everybody, you all take care. Thank you so much. You showed me too much love. I appreciate what each of you have done by hitting the like button. Some of you subscribing to other people. Let's keep this thing alive. Let's support each other. If we can't do it for ourselves, let's do it for the other people. All right. You all take good night. Um, much love. Bye. Now I gotta find the off button. Not easy. Which one do I push first? I'm gonna push this one over here in stream.